Hey, everybody, it's Thursday, January the 19th. On today's episode of Samp and Chance, we talk Eubank Jr. against Liam Smith. We also talk about Kel Brooks coming out of retirement. We don't know. Also, Connor Ben talks about the next guys that he'd like to face once his suspension's up. Canelo Alvarez, looks like we already know who he's fighting Cinco de Mayo and in September. All this and so much more on today's Samp and Chance Boxing Edition. If you guys want to find out all the answers to these questions, you got to listen. Have a great day. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp and Chance. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always with my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I can't complain, man. Here we are Thursday. It just seems like yesterday that we were chatting. The days are just going by fast and fast. January is almost done, man. We're almost into February.
Looking forward to it. Spring's on the horizon. I can't wait.
Spring's on the horizon. Baseball season's about to happen. You know, like we're gearing up in so many different ways here, man. But hey, let's gear up with what's happening in the world of professional boxing. Not much stateside. There are some fights happening this weekend, but nothing that I don't feel the need to mention here today. But let's focus on the fight that is carrying a lot of weight. It's going to be happening out of the AO Arena in Manchester. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. Thoughts?
Did you see that press conference today?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that. Like, I can understand mind games and playing, the psychology and whatnot, but I don't know what Liam was trying to do. Like, I don't know how he was trying to break him down. It was kind of weird. For those who haven't heard the press conference, he questioned his sexuality, to be fair. He questioned his hairline. He questioned his beard. Like all these weird things that he was questioning. Like I don't know what he was trying to get out of it. Eubank, I believe, went on to say things about like, well, you cheat on your wife. So I mean, it was a weird press conference.
It got really personal. I think they believe of some of what they're saying, but I also think they're trying to sell pay-per-views here. This is a pay-per-view. So I think they're trying to build some hype, get people talking about it, generate a little bit of interest. Because prior to this press conference, there wasn't a lot of hype for the fight. So I think that's kind of what they're doing. But they hit below the belt, accusing you of being gay, saying you cheated on your wife. Those are serious allegations. So,
well, I mean, I don't know about the being gay one, but yeah, cheating on your wife. I mean, that can lead to some issues for Mr. Smith down the road when he gets home and has to see his wife.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just making it up. I doubt he has any evidence. I just throwing a shot back.
To be fair, like I said, this is a huge fight in the UK.
Yeah,
it has a lot of traction down there. The arena sold out. I mean, I think the numbers are doing well on Sky Sports box office. Here in Canada, the States, we will get it on DAZN.
Yeah.
So if you don't have access for free, if you don't have access to Sky box office or anything like that, the UK channels, you can get it on DAZN. And guys, it's going to be about 5 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Pacific is when these guys will probably come out. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I mean, going into this fight, first off, Eubank hasn't fought since last February, so it's almost a year since he has had his last fight. Then the whole Connor Ben thing kind of fell. I mean, he should have had that fight in September, obviously, but that fell through. So here we go. Now he's fighting Liam Smith, and it's interesting. The one thing that I will take away from this, which I find really interesting, is newly retired Kel Brooks has come out saying that he wants to fight the winner of this match.
Kel Brooks looked good his last fight, so I definitely think he can do it. He can take on the winner, and it'll be a big fight in the UK. So I hope he continues fighting. He's only, 35, 36, so he's still got a couple years left.
Yeah, I can see the potential of it being a good fight, but I don't see that fight happening anytime soon, to be fair. If Eubank loses, he's got a rematch clause, so you're going to have to see that match again eventually down the road. I don't think Liam Smith is really interested in fighting Kel Brooks if he wins. I
if
think
the payday's good enough, he will be.
Well, I think at the same time, I mean, like you said, I'll say this about Liam Smith. He showed very well against Canelo. Yes, he lost, but he showed very, very well against Canelo. So I almost feel that, payday or not, like this is a good stepping stone for him if he does win. But I almost get the sense that, like, okay, he's getting up there in his years. Like, maybe that Kell Brooks fight something down the road. If you have the potential, if you come out victorious, and this is just my opinion, I don't know what the thinking is of their teams or not, but wouldn't you want to go for something a bit more, like try to attain a championship, get on that path? There's no championship, there's no, really path fighting Kell Brooks except a payday, which I think he can get later on.
Well, I don't know how much longer Brooks going to wait around. I think if he gets offered a big number, he won't pass that up. He's got to take the fight, especially Brook being one of the most popular boxers in UK. He takes the fight. And I was looking at the betting odds today. Eubank's a 3-1 favorite, so you got to put $300 on Eubank, win 100. You put 300 on 100 on Smith, you'll win 300. So the Vegas sharps are definitely favoring Eubank in this fight.
No, let's find out, man. I mean, Eubank, the one knock on Chris Eubank is that he always seems to fucking falter against the elite type fighters. So this is going to be a really good test for him. Having Roy Jones Jr. in his corner is a huge thing as well.
That definitely helps.
That helps a lot. So, as Roy was saying, he's become a complete fighter now.
Well, we'll see on Saturday, right? I mean, they're always going to say that you're not going to talk down the guy you're training and in your corner, but I guess we'll find out. They said that about Anthony Joshua too, and look what happened.
Well, I mean, Roy's one of those kind of guys. He was an amazing boxer, and he's also become an amazing pundit. And now it's starting to show that he's also an amazing coach. I mean, he works a lot out of Russia. I don't know if he's doing a lot of Russia stuff right now, obviously, but in the past he was doing a lot of training out there with guys and what have you. It's not very public knowledge, but the guy runs a lot of training camps, and he's working with a lot of up and coming prospects and young boxers that come out to Florida to work with him. He lives and breathes boxing 24/7, commentating, training. Yeah, 100%. And he wasn't disparaging towards Liam Smith in any of his comments either. He said, yeah, this is a dangerous fight for Chris. It potentially has, he could potentially fuck this up in so many words, right? So he's not short of believing it. And I liked what he said there about, it's my job as a trainer to know what the other guy's going to bring to the table. And train accordingly. So, it's just, I love that because it's logical. I mean, every trainer should be training their guy that way, obviously. And you think they would, right? For the most part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside of Joshua, as we mentioned earlier here, right? Like, I mean, you change your team and you basically have the exact same game plan going into it again. So, like you said, I mean, it can work. It could go against him. I think the only way we're going to know about this is tuning in on Saturday. So guys and girls, I highly recommend tuning into this fight and giving it a check out, man.
What's your predictions?
You know what? I'm going to probably go Eubank Jr. He's got a lot writing on this. I think the best psychology that came out of the press conference was what Eubank was saying to Liam, saying, hey, these are hard times in Britain right now, and I can only imagine how hard it is in Liverpool. That's where Liam's from. The Liverpoolians are looking for a hero and something to cheer for and whatnot. So, that's the kind of trash talk I like. You're putting necessary pressure on the guy, so that's going to be kind of fun. I'm going to say Eubank. I'll probably say Eubank TKO in the 9th round.
Oh, you want TKO, eh?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be.
I got Eubank by decision.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to give it to Eubank this way. There's a lot of pent-up frustration from the Conor fight that didn't happen, all the nonsense that's been talked since then through that build-up as well. So I have a feeling this guy's got a lot of pent-up frustration, and he needs to get that out of his system. And I think he really wants to put an exclamation mark on this match because he still wants that Conor fight.
He does. Right? I think it will happen eventually too.
It will happen, right? I mean, it all depends when his suspension is lifted and they allow him to box again. But talking about Conor Ben has come out saying that he would love to fight Crawford or Pacquiao next. Thoughts?
I don't blame the guy. He wants a big payday. Why not offer up the fight Crawford or Pacquiao? Massive payday.
Well,
but the thing is, he's got to pass those drug tests first.
Well, he's got to pass the drug test, and I also think that if he fights Crawford, and this is taking nothing away from Conor Ben, I think he's a lesser opponent than the guy that he fought before.
I think so.
The what's his name? The fellow that Crawford just fought.
Oh, he just knocked him out there. Can't even remember his name.
He starts with an A.
Yeah,
yeah, it's okay. We'll get it. Fans, maybe leave us a comment and let us know who this guy is. But regardless of that, I think he had more.
Something. I know you mean.
Yeah. He had more talent than Conor does at the moment. I don't think Conor has enough under his belt to be challenging a Crawford yet. Like taking nothing away from him. He's still a young kid. You know, he needs to get some fights in where he's tested and whatnot. I'm not saying he's fought soup cans, but I'm saying he's fought cans.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree with you.
Right.
And like speaking of boxing, we got another fight announced today too, or a couple days ago. We got Plant versus Benavidez, and March 25th, I believe.
Yeah,
GM brand.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a really good fight as well. Shame on Canelo Alvarez. You know, I still say Benavidez is the guy he should be fighting. But talking about Canelo, might as well just jump right into Canelo here. So Canelo, before I came on, I was reading, you know, just kind of doing some research and checking out what's being said or what's being happening. And I came across that Canelo is looking to fight one John Ryder. Who is John Ryder, Chance Michaels? Do you know?
I don't think anybody knows.
Exactly. John Ryder is a guy that's under the DAZN or Eddie Hearn's promotion. So it's one of his jabronis. Is that what we're going to call him? A jobber?
One of his lesser fighters, to put it nicely.
Right. Right. You know, he's going to be
fighting. Canelo basically wants a tune-up fight before he fights Bivol, pretty much what he's saying.
Well, this is what I've heard. So basically, he's gonna. They're in negotiations right now, but it looks like it's a pretty much done deal for Cinco de Mayo weekend. Canelo likes to fight twice a year, Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day weekend, right? Yeah. So he's basically looking to fight John Ryder. Again, I'm gonna have to look him up. I feel really bad that I know nothing about John Ryder.
Nobody knows anything about him, dude.
Yeah, but we should, because we do a boxing podcast and we should know John Ryder, at least a little bit. Anyways, that being said,
that's like saying we got to know the guy in Idaho that wrestles in IndyCar. There's no way to know these kind of guys.
No, I get it. But if he's going up against a Canelo Alvarez, we should know him. So we'll get to know John Ryder if that's a match that's going to happen. Okay, so after that, he's looking to put up all 4 of his belts against Bivol in a super middleweight title match.
That'd be good. This is a good fight for him.
So what about John Ryder? Maybe John Ryder fucking has that lucky punch, man.
He might. You never know. Unlikely. He'll be probably a 10-1 underdog if that fight happens. But like we've seen with Kambosos, 10, 12-1 underdog. Sometimes, you know.
No, I mean, can't take anyone lightly. Anyone stepping in between those ropes, I don't care what level you are, you cannot take anyone lightly in any combat sport, right? Unless it's me or you jumping into the ring with one of these guys, that's probably the only thing they can take lightly. But anyone trained, you can't take lightly. That's
not at the pro level.
No, not at all. Very interesting though. So say Canelo loses to Bivol. Yeah. And the winner of the Benavidez Plant match would technically be next in line for those belts against Canelo.
Yeah.
Right. So if Bivol beats Canelo, then does he have to like defend all 4 titles against the winner of Benavidez Plant or David Morrell who's got the regular title? Like, I mean, there's so many potential. Here's what I would like to see Bivol do if he wins. This is if he wins. Yeah. He takes all 4 of those titles and then he goes to fight Beterbiev and beats him and gets all 4 of those belts. Dude, that would be the first 2-time undisputed, like the two division undisputed champion at the same time.
He might just drop the 4 belts and then move up to fight Beterbiev too, possibly. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but it could happen. You're right.
Well, the way I kind of like it is that you drop those belts, drop the middleweight belts. They make no sense to you. You know, the only reason you're going to take them, if you take them, is because of who you're taking them from, right? I don't see any reason for him to lose that fight in that rematch. There's just nothing,
I don't think so either.
Right? I mean, unless there's something Canelo's doing privately that no one sees in the training.
Well, Canelo said today, I lost the bill because I didn't give 100%. Well, you're the champ. Supposed to be at that before the fight, you're the #1 pound for pound fighter ranked in the world. What do you mean you're not giving 100%? Sounds like an excuse to me. And if he would have won the fight, he would have said, I gave my all. I gave 110, right? So it's just an excuse.
You're going up against a bigger opponent. You're going up against a stronger opponent. At what point are you not going to give your 100%?
Exactly. Just an
Right?
excuse.
That's just my thinking, man. Anyways, but yeah, so Canelo, that's basically some of the top stories that I kind of came up with this week that I thought were really, really cool, and just kind of wanted to touch on.
Another
And
top story is I mean, I totally agree with Bob Arum on this. He said Usyk wants 50-50. Well, that's not happening in England. If he wants to fight at Wembley, it's 60-40. Which
well,
Usyk doesn't deserve 50-50 because most people, everybody going to the fight's there for Fury, and people are going to order it mostly for Fury. Unless they fight in Saudi Arabia, maybe 50-50, but Arum's saying it's not going to happen like that.
it's not going to happen in Saudi Arabia either, because Eddie Hearns has come out questioning the fight himself. Since we're going to talk about this, Eddie was saying that he has a sense that this fight potentially still could not happen because of said issue, the split. Currently, they are shopping it around Saudi Arabia to see who can give them the biggest gate, right, and the biggest fee. And
Somebody
if that happens, well, someone obviously will pick it up. That's not the problem. That's not the issue at all. The split is the issue, right? I mean,
I don't understand what Hearns' issue is, because if you look at every pay-per-view Wilder's been on, he's done way more numbers than Usyk. Nobody knows who Usyk was until he fought Joshua twice.
No. But he's not.
There's always an A and a B side, right?
Right. But he's not saying it. He's not talking negatively about it. He's basically.
No, I know,
saying,
but Arum's saying the fight's not happening. Look, you get a 60-40.
No, I get it. I get it, right? But I mean, I'm thinking more of a 70-30 split. I don't even think it would be 60-40.
Maybe 60-40 in Saudi Arabia, but in England, though, it's
The
not going to
bigger, if it goes to Saudi Arabia, the bigger the venue, the bigger the fee will be that's paid to these guys. Fury finds out that, it's X amount of dollars that are the fee is going to be for this fight. He's going to look for a 70% cut to Usyk's 30. I'm not just saying anything against his name and who's going to bring eyes to the show, who's going to fill up the stands. I get it 100%. 70-30. This is Tyson Fury's downfall, in my opinion. Him not willing to negotiate and make the fights happen. If he fumbles this ball, he's going to be fighting journeyman for the rest of his career, because those are the only guys who are going to take fights against him, right? Anything.
The fight will happen. He's pulling a Mayweather, like De La Hoya did. I'm the A side, Floyd, you're the B side. You beat me, you become the A side. So all Usyk has to do is finish him. The rematch happens. You're the A side. You can do 70-30 the next time. That's kind of how it is, because Usyk doesn't get much pay-per-view numbers compared to what Fury and Wilder did over 1 million.
No.
So
yeah,
it's all about money at the end of the day.
It's all about money, and it's all about location, right? I mean, if any of the Wilder Fury trilogy happened anywhere outside of the United States, we'd be talking about different things there as well in terms of numbers and everything, right? I mean, because it was in the States, because you had the United States as the champion and whatnot, I think that helped a lot. Now, Tyson Fury is also a guy that can carry a promotion and carry his weight as well. So
Not
that
to
helped
mention,
a
some
lot
of the most exciting heavyweight fights you've ever seen is because of Fury and Wilder. Usyk's fights are good, but they're not that exciting for the average Joe Smo. Fury's fight with Wilder is one of the best heavyweight fights you're ever going to see. All the knockdowns, all the licking the blood, rising up like the Undertaker. So that's what he brings to the table. Entertainment, right?
Yeah, I know. The storylines are there. Everything is there. I mean,
it'll get done. It'll happen.
Fury Wilder 4 doesn't look so bad. It just almost.
No, I don't want to see that again. He's already beat him 3 times.
Well, you know what, man? Until something better comes along in the heavyweight division, it seems to be revolving around.
Usyk and Fury will fight in March, April. They're going to get this done.
They'll get it done. They'll get it done. But I mean, they're always throwing curveballs. They're always trying to make things difficult for everything.
Fury was out the other day, called him little man, little rabbit.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was after Usyk called him out, right? Like, it took him a few days to respond. He goes, "Hey, what did he call him? Fat man or belly man or something like that."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He called him fat boy. Yeah.
Right. Like, so it took him a couple of days to kind of respond to it. But I think it's not a problem. But we need to see more heavyweights emerge, because, quite frankly, the pool of guys fighting for the title is only 5 deep.
Yeah, there's some young guys come up in top rank
right
now.
I mean, Joy Joyce, Joseph Parker, a couple Joe
Anderson,
sure.
Baby Anderson.
Well, Jared Anderson is not there yet. I think he's
nobody will be at the end of the year.
He will. He's about a year away. I was about to say from actually challenging and then actually bringing something worth worth to the table that's
Yeah,
challenging.
he's got to build his name up a little bit.
Yeah, he has to just get some more in-ring experience, right? Again, he hasn't fought anyone yet of any type of caliber, in my
Not
opinion,
yet, no.
right?
But
Now,
he will be a future star, though.
absolutely, 100% agree. Now, did you watch the fights last night in Verona, New York, off of ESPN?
No, I was at my kid's hockey game. I didn't see any of them. I
Okay,
read about it, but I didn't watch it.
yeah. So there was this one fight there. It was basically a heavyweight showcase. But there was one fight in particular, the co-main event, which I just kind of want to bring up here if I can find it. Here we go. And the co-feature unbeaten heavyweights Guido the Gladiator Vanello against Johnny Rice.
I read about this, but I didn't see anything.
Now, this was an interesting fight only for the fact that for the first time that I can see in a very long time, they got it right.
The judges?
No, the referee. Well, I mean, okay, so let me explain to you what happened, right? It was a bit of a kerfuffle. So I think it was in the fourth or fifth round, Rice got him with a nice right overhand, right to the forehead, right above the eye, and he cut him. As soon as he punched him, you saw the blood starting to drip. Okay. Come forward to the sixth round. Now, this is like a huge gash over the eye. Very reminiscent to what Tyson Fury had over his eye.
Okay.
Right? So the doctors come in, they check it, this and that, and the referee decides to call it a draw because he thinks it's due to an unintentional headbutt.
Headbutt, yeah.
Right? So they're showing the footage. They're like, I mean, I think Andre was there, Testator was there. They're all like,
Yeah.
no, it was done by a punch. This shouldn't be ending this way. Now, in that commission, there were no instant replays. So it was the referee's decision, right? But they're all telling him, the corner's telling him, like, he punched him, like he hit him with a punch. It's not a headbutt. It got to the point where the commission, now this is really interesting, even though it's in New York, because it was held at a Aboriginal reservation casino.
Yeah, on their land, yeah.
On their land, they're the actual commission.
Oh.
So they actually made the call to say, hey, the ref can look at a replay.
Well, that's good then. That's good.
Right. So he goes down there and you can see Testator and Andre kind of explaining to him, showing him, like, look, this is where it happened. And the
That's
ref
cool. I
went
didn't
back,
see that. No.
yeah, and the ref went back and changed the decision.
That's cool. I like that.
So
right.
I wish that, other commissions can learn from this and make the right call when you have the power to do so. Sometimes you need, I'm not saying you break the rules, but you adjust the rules in order to do the right thing.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. They did a good job of that then.
On that case, they did a good job. There was enough, and the referee, I can't blame the guy. I mean, you see what you see, right? I mean, up and close, you're in the action. Yeah, heads might have touched, whatnot, but that was definitely a punch. And the right guy won. I mean, how many times have we seen the wrong call and, it's fucked up guys' careers, man?
Too many times.
Way too many times, right? So I wanted to talk about that as well. I thought that was just something really, really cool.
No, it's good. It's a good story. I'm glad they got it right. It's good to hear.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a good start to the boxing era. I just hope other people learn from this now. And then, the commission has power. It's like a president of a country saying, who am I to change the law? You're the fucking president. You can do whatever you want. Right or wrong?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to have.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're getting at. You're right. Yeah.
But if anyone can put the ball in motion to change something, it would be the commission. If the commissions, and they're always there, representatives of the commissions are always at all the fights, right?
Yeah,
they have the authority to make the call. I mean, this should be happening more and more. If we didn't have the technology and we didn't have the means to do these things the way we can today, I mean, look at Major League Baseball. What are they including like an electronic?
They got a pitch clock, and they're
electronic,
taking away the shift, and they're adding bigger bases.
Right, but they're also talking about, and this is going to happen at all AAA parks next year. They're going to be testing it out, an electronic strike zone.
Yeah, they're going to try that eventually. I hope they don't do that in the major leagues, but they probably will.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Chance, I look at this from this perspective. You and I, grew up watching sports when there were no replays, when there was nothing. And even though you knew, you saw something else, but they called something else and there was no way of fixing it or adjusting it. How many championships have been cost? How many guys have lost fights, on all levels of sports throughout history?
Yeah, too many. Hockey,
Right?
baseball, basketball,
Right?
football, yeah.
I mean, would the Dallas Stars won the Stanley Cup in 1999
With Brett Hull,
if Brett Hull didn't kick the goal in, the puck in to the goal,
wouldn't
right?
have.
But that took away from, who were they playing that year in 99? Was it Detroit or Colorado? No, it was
No, I can't remember now that you say that.
1999 Stanley Cup final.
Was it New Jersey?
Yeah, it was Jersey. I think it was Jersey.
I think so. I can't remember. I remember that kick goal though.
Right? But that's the one that sealed up the series for them.
Yep. Yeah, I know that would never happen nowadays though.
Well, no, it wouldn't. So, but you just see how many things have been affected by bad calls and by bad reffing and bad judging.
Buffalo Sabres.
Yes. Also, I guess to that extent, I mean, how far do let things go with judging and these kind
Eventually
of things?
you won't even have an umpire behind home plate in the next 5 to 10 years. Let's be all electronic.
Maybe. I mean, the whole world is going that way. I mean, at some point, you're not going to have guys playing anymore. It's all going to be robots.
They've tried robot umpires already. Some of the single A ball parks.
Yeah, and how'd that go? Any update?
I'm not quite sure because it's such a low level of ball, but I wouldn't doubt it. They start bringing up AA, AAA, and try it out more.
Where's the Vancouver Canadians? Are they AA or single? They're single A ball, right?
The single A.
Oh, maybe they tried it out here. I don't know.
Beautiful ballpark. I love going there a few times.
Nat Bailey? I love Nat Bailey. It's an awesome stadium, man. It's a lot of fun, and you know what? The food is really good there too.
Yeah, you can get a ticket for $15.
Yeah.
Great fun.
Hey guys, quickly, I want to touch on this really quick. I know it's a boxing show, but I'd be remiss if I didn't pass our condolences on to Jay Briscoe's family. Jay Briscoe and his brother, the Briscoe brothers, no relation to Jerry Briscoe or anything like that.
No.
Unfortunately passed away this Tuesday in a car accident. I believe, I don't know if he was or not at the time, but a Ring of Honor champion. They've been on AEW, very talented tag team. Never had their opportunity at the WWE, but I mean, in the wrestling world, he was very, very respected, great worker. So, wanted to touch on that and just kind of pass our condolences on to.
Absolutely. And another legend passed away today too, 81 years old. One of the co-founders of the band, The Birds. Crosby, Stills,
David Crosby. David Crosby passed away.
He was a silly looking guy, but man, can that guy sing some great harmonies, some great songs. So rest in peace to him. He was 81 years old.
That just came down the wires as well today.
Not long, a couple hours ago.
And while we're on this path, man, 2023 is already starting to take away names, eh? Lisa Marie,
David Crosby, Jay Briscoe.
Yeah, that one came as a shock. It's kind of like, I feel sad.
He's still young, right? It's an unfortunate accident.
No, Briscoe was unfortunate, but so was Lisa Marie in the sense.
Well, not really. If you've seen her at the music awards, dude, she was just pilled out. It looked like, I hate to say it, but look.
Well, I mean, look. You know what? She's dealing with the suicide of her son. Look. Yeah, like so she dealt with a lot. I think probably the strongest person that I can think of in that situation has to be Priscilla. I mean,
and another story I heard about Lisa Marie, I don't know if it's true or not. I guess one of the guys that Priscilla married after Elvis was supposedly molesting her from the age of 12 to 15 years old. So right then and there.
Well, I know, probably. I mean, I
think his name was Alex Edwards. I can't remember his exact name, but
you know what? I mean, it's very possible. I mean,
heard about that. So that's too bad she died. Actually, you know what? You're never going to live up to your dad's shoes. One of the most famous men ever. But she wasn't a bad singer, man. She wasn't a bad singer. And that's that whole thing with Michael Jackson as well. And then she married Nicolas Cage for a few months. He did a lot of weird stuff.
Look, ultimately, at the end of the day, daddy and daughter reunited.
Yes.
And I hope all her pain is gone. And I hope that she's in a better place. And I hope she's sitting in her dad's lap, man, looking down at the rest of us here.
Yeah,
Those
totally
who
agree.
don't know, Chance, do you know a bigger Elvis fan than me?
No, I don't. I love the guy too, and not quite
Yeah.
like you do. You gotta watch that movie. You're gonna love it. It's so good.
Where is it? There he is.
That's
Right
cool.
there.
Check out
Right.
that tattoo, folks. Elvis Presley. Lisa Marie said the guy who played Elvis in the movie said it was almost identical to her dad, the best she's ever seen done. So check it out.
I'm going to watch it. I've been taking a lot of
I've seen
flack
it in the
from.
theaters. I thought it was pretty good. You know more about Elvis than me, so I think
Yeah,
you really
no, you
appreciate
know
it.
what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch it. I've been taking a lot of flack from friends and other people who know me. I think for me, I've always been so critical of anything Elvis, documentaries or anything kind of shedding light on the life. I mean, I'm not saying I know everything about Elvis, but dude, I mean, since I
We
was
got to go to
5,
Graceland one day, man. I tell you, I want to
yeah,
go.
no, I haven't gone there. That's my Mecca. I mean, for me, that be my pilgrimage.
Yeah,
I need to get there eventually. So guys, like and subscribe so we can go to
please. The Graceland.
so we can go to Graceland and do a show from there. That'd be really fun, something to think about. Chance, do you have a this day
I
in
do.
boxing history or anything?
I do. It's not a well-known one, but it's significant. So in 1978, Wilfredo Gomez beat Royal Kawabayashi, tough name to say, in Japan in 1978 for the WBC Junior Featherweight Championship of the World.
Wow. Japan's a hotbed for boxing, eh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, not just wrestling and baseball. They love their boxing too.
They love their boxing. Speaking of Japan, Noah, did I say that right?
Yeah, Noah.
Stephen,
fighting Stephen Fulton.
Fulton.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna happen in May. Now that's a fight I'm looking forward to.
In Japan, yeah, that'd be cool.
I wish this guy would come over
He
here,
stepped
man.
up in weight to it. I think he's at 100.
Yeah. He's taking a step up in weight to go up against Fulton. That's going to be a really good fight.
Great fight.
Japan, I think he needs to, if he wants to build his name, he's got to leave Japan.
He's got to come over to North America. I think after this fight, he's fighting an American now. He'll make his way over here after this fight. He's got to come over here.
This fight should be happening in America, not Japan.
In Vegas.
Or Vegas, you know what I mean? Wherever the case may be, New York or Vegas, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? It needs to happen in the States. I don't think Japan's the right place. This is a potential fight where he can lose a lot of steam. Fulton could beat him.
He could. He's going up in weight. Each time you go up in weight, the guy's a little bit harder.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm taking nothing away from Manoa. I mean, Stephen Fulton's no joke, bro.
No, he's legit. It's gonna be a great fight. One of the best fights of the year.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. And this Kell Brook fight, Eubank and Liam Smith fight, it has the potential of being one of the fight of the years too. I know we're only in January, but I mean, just looking at what we know that we have, right? I think we're on a good pace here, man. Things are looking good. I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun.
Tell you what, though, I made a mistake last week, Chance.
What's that?
When we were talking or this week, when we were talking.
Oh, you're talking about the UFC in Australia. It's in Brazil.
Yeah, it's in Brazil. So on this particular card, we have Grover. Grover's fighting against Jamal Hill in the messed up light heavyweight division. I
feel bad for Glover because last fight he was winning the fight 28 seconds ago in the 5th round. He got choked out and lost his belt. So that guy has had to forfeit the belt due to injury. So there we go.
Adesanya, same thing, man. I mean, he basically had that thing won until the last 15 seconds. So
Glover's 43, so will Father Time catch up to him? We don't know. We'll find out.
33-8 against 11-1 and one no contest in Jamal Hill.
The thing about Jamal Hill is he's quick, he's strong, he hits hard, he's young, he's athletic. So I hate to say it, I am a fan of Glover, but I think Hill's going to take him. The upset.
Well, that being said, I mean, I totally hear what you're saying, and it's hard not to disagree with you. But Grover has been that type of fighter that's kind of come out and just proven everybody fucking wrong. I mean, there was no way he should have won the title in the first place. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, I hope Glover wins, but I've got a feeling he won't. But we're going to find out.
Yeah,
a lot of good fights Saturday. We got the boxing and UFC.
Well, we got that. No, 100%.
I won't be able to watch UFC because my Oilers are here, so I'm going to go watch Oilers and Canucks. So I will miss it.
Well, you know what? I have no hockey game to go to, so I will be there watching these fights while I watch. And you know what? This UFC is uninterrupted. There will be really no boxing to kind of compete against it.
No.
The fight on this card that I'm particularly looking forward to, though, Chance, is that between Davison Federico against Brandon Moreno, round 4.
Here we go.
right? So this is going to be an interesting tilt. Right now, it stands 2 against. No, what? It was a draw and 1-1 right now.
Yes,
so
right.
This is a true tiebreaker.
It's a great card. It's a pretty stacked card.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's just break it down really quickly here. Gilbert Burns against Neil Magny. That's also going to be a real barn burner of a fight. I'm really looking forward to that. Lauren Murphy against Jessica Andrade should be interesting. Don't have too much of expectations for that. And this is what I'm kind of interested in. Paul Craig, the Scotsman, against Johnny Walker. I like Paul Craig.
Yeah, he's good.
I really do. And Johnny Walker seems to be on a bit of a downward slope right now. I think he's lost 2 or 3 of his last fights. So, you know,
and you got Shogun Hu on the prelim cards on free TV.
Yeah, so there you go. I think that's cool. His retirement fight as well.
Probably.
So, Chance, why don't we wrap it up here? We'll call this one 12 rounds and done, bro. What do you say?
All right, it was a good one.
Yeah, enjoy it. Everything's beautiful. And guys, so there we go. We got Eubank Jr, Liam Smith this afternoon, Saturday afternoon, depending where you are in the States. 5 p.m. is probably the anticipated, 5 p.m. Eastern is probably the ring time for those two. But the whole card is really good. So if you guys can get a chance to watch it, great. I think it's a great segue into the UFC. Perfect way to spend a Saturday. Hopefully the weather's crappy and it's raining and you have no excuse to go outside. Guys, here we are. Enjoy. Have a great weekend, everybody. My name is Bobby Sampson, joined with my man, Mr. Chance Michaels.
The words of the great AC/DC, those that like, download, subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. That being said, in the words of the infamous Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it for Samp and Chance. Everyone have a great weekend. Please be safe, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday.